Hi, it's Monday afternoon, really bored at home. It's going to be about another hour before my wife gets in, so I thought I would do a bit of a review, bit of a discussion on the Thermarest Xlite regular sleeping pad. 350 grams, so it's nice and light, packs down really quite compact. You can see that for comparison, you've got a couple of tins stacked on top. That's about the size, and if you take up the slack of the bag, it's maybe a little bit bigger than the diameter of the tins as well. But all in all, it's if you wanted a comparison at home, a couple of tins on top of each other, and that's your pad. Weighs much less than a couple of tins as well, so that's a good thing. They use something called a thermocapture, which is like a triangular core matrix technology. Basically, it is a couple of layers of silver foil, up and down, so it's shaped like peaks and troughs, like waves. And you've got a flat layer between. The idea being that as your body heat warms the air in the mat, in the upper half, the patterned foil, as you move, stops the air moving too much throughout the mat. So if you imagine that you're going to warm a lot more air up in your torso than down towards your feet, then as you move, that air is going to kind of stay in that general area. And you've also got the layer, the interlay between the two patterned layers, and that stops the heat transferring from the top half of the pad to the bottom, and therefore it stops it travelling through into the ground. We've got a few of these Neoair mats. Me and my wife tend to use an all season each, and we put our little girl on the Xlite, partly because she goes in the middle, and it's a space saving thing. It tapers at the head and the foot as opposed to being a rectangle, which me and my wife prefer. And also we want to get our little girl into the habit of carrying as much of her own kit as is sensible. So she carries her sleeping bag and mat. So something light and small, she gets into the habit of carrying, and she feels like she's a bit more grown up than she is really. So I've slept on this in temperatures just below freezing, on a small bed of small amount of snow. Sophie slept on it in the same. We've both been warm. I wouldn't like to go much below zero, to be honest, because I think that's probably getting close to its thermal limits. Thermarest reckon it's got to about -7. That may be a little bit optimistic. I'll blow it up. I won't edit blowing it up or anything like that, so you can see just how easy it is. Lots of people complain that these mats are crinkly. You can hear, even when it's rolled up, it is quite crinkly, it is quite noisy. It doesn't tend to bother us that much, to be honest. So I'll blow it up. We normally take with us a small battery pump, but for the sake of what it's worth, I'll just blow it up by mouth just now. So have a little rest. Excuse me, just getting over a bit of a cold as well, so it's seeing stars at the moment, but we'll carry on, we'll persevere. Okay, couple more. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm not too sure how many breaths that was, roughly counted, probably about 15, 16 breaths. So that's fully inflated, and you can still hear it is quite crinkly. The sound does deaden, you know, once you're on a softer camping ground and you've got your sleeping bag and your body weight distributing the weight a little bit more evenly than just squeezing it with your hands. What I'll do, actually, I'll lie on it. You won't be able to see because I'll be down there on the floor, but you can hear the extent of the crinkling. There you go, sorry for that close-up of my face then, but in terms of size, this is the regular. I'm 5'9", probably a little bit wider than most people, but in terms of height, I've got one full baffle left, which is 2 inches, and in terms of width, it's pretty much bang on my actual width as well. So the exact dimensions are, it's 51 centimetres wide and 183 centimetres long. It's 2.5 inches thick, so it's a nice, comfortable platform to sleep on. You can see there that you know, it is. You can see it's a comfortable pad. The valve isn't one way, so if it's open and you take your mouth off or take your finger off, it will go down. I think I would prefer it if it was one way. You know, so you get to the top of a hill, you're absolutely shattered, and you can just give it a couple of puffs, have a break, a few more puffs, and whereas this, you know, it's, and also when it is fully inflated, you've got to be pretty quick with the valve to get it closed again. But it's a small, probably personal preference as well. Packs down nice and easy. Once the valve's open, it does allow that air to just whiz straight back out, and it does collapse pretty much under its own weight, which is strange really, considering it hardly weighs anything, particularly once it's open. You know, you're not pressing down much per square inch at all. I don't know what the figures are, but it's a light pad. Backed by a lifetime limited warranty. Obviously, if you get a puncture, then it's down to you to fix. But if it delaminates, or if there's any actual workmanship or material problems with the pad, Thermarest will get that sorted for you. We've never had to do that ourselves. To be honest, we've never even had a puncture, and I think that goes to show how sturdy these mats are, regardless of how flimsy they feel. I think these are a 30 denier material. It's quite a soft material, it doesn't feel terrible against your skin. You've got the yellow on the top, and then actually it's exactly the same yellow on the bottom as well. The all seasons are different, it's a couple of different shades of green. But yeah, they're nice and comfortable. You're looking in the UK about £110, £115 for the regular. available pretty much everywhere that sells camping gear, to be honest. Most reputable places will stock Thermarests. You do get a little repair kit with instructions. There's a couple of pads and patches in there. I've actually used one on the ground sheet of our big Montana outwell tent. Absolutely superb. Once it's on, it's stuck. You're not going to get it off again. So durability wise, we've had no issues. It does feel fragile, but it's not. There's reports of people using these to travel months and months at a time, cycle touring, long distance walks, transcontinental, that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's a good mat. 3 season, anything above 0 or anything above freezing, you'll be absolutely fine on this. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and hopefully my wife will be home soon and I won't need to do any more reviews today. Alright, cheers guys.